Chapter 47. Then Joseph went to tell the king the news. My father and my brothers have come from the land of Canaan and are in the region of Goshen with their sheep and goats, their cattle and everything they own. Then he took 5 of his brothers and presented them to the king. The king asked, "What is your work?" "Sir, we are shepherds, just as our ancestors were. We have come to live in this country because there is no pasture for the animals in the land of Canaan, and the famine there is terrible. Please let us live in the region of Goshen." The king said to Joseph, "Now that your father and your brothers have come to stay with you, the land of Egypt is at their disposal. Give them the region of Goshen, which is the best part of the country for them to live in. And if in your opinion there are capable men among them, put them in charge of my livestock." Then Joseph brought Jacob, his father, and presented him to the king. Jacob blessed the king, and the king asked, "How old are you?" "I am now 130 years old, and have always wandered from place to place. My life has passed quickly, and many years were difficult. I have not lived as long as my ancestors, who had a life as hard as mine." Jacob blessed the king and went away. And Joseph gave his father and his brothers land in the best region of Egypt, near the city of Ramesses, as the king had ordered. That land became their property, and they lived there. Joseph provided food for his father, his brothers, and their relatives, according to the needs of each family. There was no food anywhere, and the famine grew worse and worse. The people of Egypt and Canaan became weak from so much hunger. People bought food, and Joseph collected all the money and took it to the palace. When all the money in Egypt and Canaan was gone, the Egyptians went to speak with Joseph. "Please give us food. Do not let us die just because our money is gone. If you have no more money, bring your livestock, and I will exchange food for it." The Egyptians brought horses, sheep, goats, oxen, and donkeys to Joseph, and in exchange he gave them food throughout that year. The year passed. In the following year they said to Joseph, "Sir, we cannot hide the fact that our money is gone and that our animals now belong to you. We have nothing left to offer except our bodies and our lands. Do not let us die. Buy us, sir, and our land in exchange for food. We will be slaves of the king, and he will be the owner of our land. Give us food so that we may live, and also seeds to plant, so the land will not become a desert." Then Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for the king. All the Egyptians had to sell their land, for the famine was terrible. Thus the land became the king's, and Joseph made the Egyptians slaves throughout the entire country. Joseph did not buy the land of the priests. They did not have to sell it, for the king gave them a certain amount of food, and so they had enough to eat. Then Joseph said to the people, "Now you and your land belong to the king, for I have bought you for him. Take these seeds to sow in the fields. From what you harvest, give a 5th part to the king. Use the other 4 parts to sow and to feed yourselves, your children, and the people who live with you." They replied, "You have saved our lives and have been good to us. We will be slaves of the king." Thus Joseph made a law that exists to this day. The law is this: in all of Egypt, a 5th part of the harvests belongs to the king. Only the land of the priests did not become the king's. The Israelites lived in Egypt, in the region of Goshen, where they bought land and had many children. Jacob lived 17 years in Egypt, reaching the age of 147 years. When he felt he was going to die, Jacob called his son Joseph and said, "If I may ask a favor, place your hand under my thigh and swear that you will be faithful and honest with me in what I am about to ask. Do not bury me in Egypt. When I die, take my body out of Egypt and place me in the tomb of my ancestors, so that I may rest with them. I will do what you are asking, then swear." Joseph swore, and then Jacob leaned on the head of the bed and prayed. Chapter 48. Sometime later, they told Joseph that his father was sick. Then Joseph went to visit him, taking his 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, with him. Someone told Jacob that his son Joseph had come to visit him. Jacob made an effort and sat up in bed. Then he said to Joseph, "God Almighty appeared to me in the city of Luz, there in the land of Canaan, and blessed me. He said to me, 'I will make you have many children, and your descendants will become many nations. I will give this land to your descendants as their property forever. Now, your sons Ephraim and Manasseh, who were born here in Egypt before I came here, these 2 belong to me. Ephraim and Manasseh are mine, just like Reuben and Simeon. If you have other children, they will be yours. And because they are brothers of Ephraim and Manasseh, they will receive part of their inheritance. I am doing this because of Rachel, your mother. We were coming back from Mesopotamia when, to my sorrow, she died in the land of Canaan shortly before we arrived at Ephrath. I buried her there, beside the road. Ephrath is now known as Bethlehem. When Jacob saw Joseph's sons, he asked, "And who are these, Joseph?" "They are the sons God has given me here in Egypt. Bring them to me so that I may give them my blessing." Because of old age, Jacob's eyesight was weak, and he could not see well. Joseph brought the boys near to him, and he hugged and kissed them. Jacob said to Joseph, "I thought I would never see you again, and now God has let me see even your children." Then Joseph took the two from his father's lap, knelt down and touched his face to the ground. Then he took Ephraim with his right hand and Manasseh with his left, and brought them near to Jacob. In this way, Ephraim was on Jacob's left side, and Manasseh on his right. Jacob reached out his hands and crossed them, putting his right hand on Ephraim's head, even though he was the younger, and his left hand on Manasseh's head, who was the older. Then he blessed Joseph and said, "O God, whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac served, bless these boys. Bless them, O God, you who have guided me like a shepherd all my life until today. May the angel who has delivered me from all evil bless them. May my name be remembered through them, and also the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac. May they have many children and many descendants on this earth." Joseph was not pleased when he saw his father put his right hand on Ephraim's head. So he took his father's hand to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's, and said, "No, father, not like this. This one is the oldest. Put your right hand on his head." But Jacob refused and said, "I know, my son, I know. Manasseh's descendants will also become a great people, but his younger brother will be more important than he is, and his descendants will become many nations." In this way, Jacob blessed them that day, saying, "The Israelites will use your names to give blessings. They will say this: 'May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh.'" In this way, Jacob put Ephraim before Manasseh. Then he said to Joseph, "As you can see, I am going to die. But God will be with you and will bring you back to the land of your ancestors. I give you Shechem instead of your brothers. Shechem is that region I took from the Amorites, fighting with my sword and my bow." Chapter 49. Jacob called his sons and said, "Gather around me, and I will tell you what will happen to you in the future. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn. You're my strength, the first fruit of my vigor, the most proud and the strongest of my sons. You are violent like a rushing current, but you will not be the most important, because you slept with my concubine, thus dishonoring your father's bed. Simeon and Levi are brothers. With their weapons they commit violence. I will not be present when they make plans. I will not take part in their meetings, for in their anger they killed men, and for fun they crippled bulls. Cursed be their anger, for it is fierce. Cursed be their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in the land of Israel and scatter them among the people. Judah, your brothers will praise you and bow before you. You will hold your enemies by the neck. My son Judah is like a young lion when he kills his prey, crouches and lies down like a lion and like a lioness. Who dares to provoke him? Judah will hold the royal scepter. His descendants will always rule. Nations will bring him gifts. Peoples will obey him. He ties his young donkey to a vine, to the best vine there is. He washes his clothes in wine. He washes his robe in blood-red wine. His eyes are red from drinking wine. His teeth are white from drinking milk. Zebulun will live by the seashore, where there will be harbors for ships. His border will reach to Sidon. Issachar is like a strong donkey lying down between its loads. When he saw that the land was good and pleasant for rest, he lowered himself to carry the burden on his back and, without complaint, worked like a slave. Dan will govern his own people. He will be like the other tribes of Israel. Dan will be like a snake on the roadside, like a venomous serpent on the path, that bites the horse's heel, causing the rider to fall backward. O Lord my God, I hope that you save me. Gad will be attacked by a band of raiders, but afterward he will pursue them. The land of Asher will produce good food, giving food fit for kings. Naphtali is like a free deer that has beautiful fawns. Joseph is like a plant by a spring, bears much fruit, and its branches climb over the wall. The enemies attacked him fiercely and pursued him with their bows and arrows. But his bow remained firm, and his arms stayed strong by the power of the mighty one of Jacob, by the name of the shepherd, the rock of Israel. The God of your father will help Joseph. The Almighty will give you blessings, blessings from the highest heavens, blessings from the waters beneath the earth, blessings of many animals and many children, blessings of grain and flowers, blessings of ancient mountains, delicacies from the eternal hills. May all these blessings be upon the head of Joseph, upon the forehead of the one who is chosen among his brothers. Benjamin is like a fierce wolf. In the morning he will devour the prey, and in the evening he will divide the leftovers. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, and these were the words their father said to them when he blessed them. To each he gave a special blessing. Then Jacob gave his sons the following command: I am about to die, and be gathered to my people in the world of the dead. Bury me where my ancestors are buried, in the cave that is in the land of Ephron the Hittite, at Machpelah to the east of Mamre, in the land of Canaan. Abraham bought from Ephron that cave, and the field in which it is, for a burial place for the family. There Abraham and Sarah his wife are buried, Isaac and his wife Rebekah. And there I buried Leah. The field and the cave were bought from the Hittites. When Jacob finished giving these instructions to his sons, he lay back down on the bed and died, thus being gathered to his people in the world of the dead. Chapter 50. Joseph threw himself upon his father, crying and kissing his face. He gave orders to the doctors who were at his service to embalm his father's body, and so they did. They spent 40 days doing this, the normal time to embalm a body. And the Egyptians mourned for 70 days. When the mourning time passed, Joseph spoke with the high officials of the palace of the king of Egypt. Please take the following message to the king. When my father was about to die, he made me swear that I would bury him in the grave. He prepared himself in the land of Canaan. Please let me go bury my father, and afterward I will return. The king replied, Go and bury your father, as he made you swear to do. And so Joseph went to bury his father. With him went the officials related to the king, the high officials of the palace, and all the leaders of Egypt. Also went the families of Joseph, his brothers, and of Jacob. They left in the land of Goshen only the small children, the sheep, the goats, and the cattle. Horsemen and carts also went, so the group was very large. When they arrived at Atd, which is east of the Jordan River, they held a burial ceremony in a threshing field. There they cried loudly for 7 days. When the Canaanite inhabitants saw so many people crying, they said, How impressive is the mourning of these Egyptians! So they named that place Abel Mizraim. Thus the sons of Jacob did with their father all that he had commanded them. They carried his body to Cuanon and buried him in the cave of Machpelah, east of Mamre, in the land that Abraham had bought from Ephron the Hittite to be the family burial place. After the burial, Joseph returned to Egypt with his brothers and with all who had accompanied him. After the father's death, Joseph's brothers said, Maybe Joseph hates us and will take revenge for all the evil we did to him. So they sent word to Joseph. Before your father died, told us to ask you the following. Please forgive the wickedness and the sin of your brothers who mistreated you. Therefore, Joseph, we ask that you forgive our wickedness, for we are servants of the God of your father. When he received this message, Joseph cried. Then his own brothers came, bowed before him, and said, Here we are. We are your servants. No, do not be afraid. I cannot take the place of God. It is true that you planned that evil against me. But God turned the evil into good to do what we are seeing today, saving the lives of many people. Do not be afraid. I will take care of you and your children. So he calmed them with kind words that touched their hearts. Joseph stayed in Egypt, he and his father's family. Joseph lived 110 years and got to see the grandchildren of Ephraim. He also took in his arms his family members, the children of his grandson Mashir, who was the son of Manasseh. One day, Joseph said to his brothers, I am going to die, brothers, but I am sure that God will help you and will take you from this country to the land he swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then Joseph asked his people to make a promise. He said, "I am sure that God will help you. When that happens, take my body with you." Joseph died at 110 years. His body was embalmed and placed in a coffin in Egypt.